Hey guys! I was requested to film a video on giving advice on school and starting university and how to deal with those things, and also how to choose a career and the stresses that can come with all of those things. I have graduated high school and I have been out of high school for a few years now, so I feel like I want to help those of you that are either still in high school or are going to be starting university this year or sometime soon in the future, or you don't really know what career you want to go into, because I've had trouble with all of those things. So I first want to actually get to a question that my friend Sydney sent me. I asked on Twitter if anyone had any specific questions for this video, and she asked me, how do you get out of high school without losing your mind? That's a good question, Sydney. That is an age-old question that I think we all ask ourselves when we're in high school, and I certainly had that question when I was there. School is going to be a completely different experience for everybody. So the way that I experienced high school will be different to how Sydney experienced high school or how, I don't know, someone else experienced high school. It's just everyone has their own pros and cons when it comes to school, and the curriculums they did are going to be different. What they thought about certain classes are going to be different to your own opinion, so just take this with a grain of salt, because I'm trying to generalize everything here so that everyone can kind of fit in and kind of maybe understand on the same wavelength. That makes sense. The exams and the tests that I had as a senior in high school were so not as big of a deal as I thought they were going to be. There were a few midterms, but with my school you didn't have to take all of the four main classes: science, math, English, and history. For me, I was doing math and English, and then I had a lot of study periods during the day, which were free periods, and I had some art classes and other electives like that. So that was pretty much my schedule for senior year. That's going to be different to maybe most schools, but I wouldn't worry too much about exams when you're a senior or even a junior in high school. If you're stressed out about SATs or ACTs or any sort of other tests like that, big tests, honestly, I would not stress out about those things. I would not, especially if you don't know if you're going to university, or you don't know if you are required to go to university for the specific career path that you want to go along. Certain career paths aren't mandatory for you to go to university to get a degree for. I would not stress out about tests. Just try your best to study as much as you can. Just think of it as any other sort of little test that you would get in any of your other classes. You think, oh my god, if I do poorly on this test, I'm not going to get into university. It's there will always be universities that will accept you and your grades. If it's about testing that you're worried about, that can be easily fixed. Try to find methods that make you study better. So if you study well with white noise in the background, or you do well with your earphones in and your music blasting, or if you want to be in a secluded area or a noisy area, do that. Do whatever you have to do to be able to study properly. So that's all about testing that I can really think of. If you're stressed out about a career that you're going into, or maybe you don't know what career you want to go into, I have the solution for that. Personally, for myself, when I was in high school, even before high school, when I was just in school in general, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I went through phases where I thought I wanted to be in a certain career path, but then the more I thought about them, the more that I just realized that that wasn't compatible with who I was and the life that I kind of envisioned for myself down the road. So I changed a lot throughout the years. And when I went to high school, the English department specifically put a lot of pressure on kids trying to sign up to go to college classes and college meetings and do AP classes and all that stuff. And if schools, universities come to the school to visit and do talks, that you had to at least see a few universities. And it's those were kind of stressful for me, and I was kind of going through limbo in that phase because I didn't know what career I wanted to go into. I didn't even know if university was something that I wanted to invest in and to have a debt over my head for the next like 2 decades or something like that, because universities are very expensive, at least here in America. There isn't much that can help you lower the tuition. I would at least try to apply to scholarships as well. That'll help you there, because at least some scholarships go for a few $100s to a few $1,000s, and plus they're kind of fun to do. Talk to your guidance counselor as much as you can, because they'll help you within their means to try and maybe fit you in with a university that may help you, or they'll try to suggest a liberal arts program in a university, or they'll suggest maybe taking a gap year. Towards the end of my graduation time, I realized that university was not for me, and I didn't want to spend all that money and then be in debt for something that I may or may not like. And I had gone through 12 years of consecutive school, you know, and I wanted to relax. So I highly suggest that you all take a gap year. I suggest that to everybody, you know. You don't have to start university right away. You can start it whenever you feel comfortable doing it. Don't feel pressured to go to university as well. If friends or family or teachers are pressuring you to go into a college. Because that's a waste of your time and that's a waste of your precious money. So I took a gap year, and throughout that time I had a list of a few career paths that I was interested in learning more about and seeing how much they make, like what the employment rate is, if it's a competitive job force, and if you need a certificate, if you need a license, if you need a degree to go into that thing, like how soon can I get a job in that career field. I looked through a lot of stuff, and I landed at first on cosmetology, but cosmetology is mainly hair and a little focus on makeup. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I wanted to pursue just makeup. That's what I wanted to do. But the thing was, nobody told me that I could make a career out of something that I love to do. Because for me, makeup was just a thing that I loved. I was watching YouTube videos of it all the time, watching tutorials, like trying out all these makeup things and makeup styles. And it was a lot of fun for me, and I love makeup a lot. So I didn't know that you could make a career out of a hobby of yours, or out of a passion, or out of just something that you love to do, or, you know, whatever. Like, you can pursue literally a career in anything. Just sit back and ask yourself, what things do I like? What are my passions? What are my hobbies? And think outside the box. You'll find it. You'll find your way eventually. But if you don't, that's okay, because not everyone has their life figured out. You know, there's sort of this preconceived notion that when you turn 20, or when you turn like 21 or something, or when you graduate high school, that you're an adult now, and that you should have your life figured out, and you should be financially stable, and you should be living in an apartment and not living with your family. And you might find that out that university is not for you either. So again, really take your time to research, but don't let deadlines and stuff like pressure you to make a decision, like a split decision that you don't even know if it's going to be worthwhile for you. Don't be a quitter. Keep on trying, and you will figure out your own path in life. Adults don't have their stuff figured out either. We're all just sort of going on a whim here. Also, when you're in university and you think that the major that you chose for yourself isn't for you, or that a class you're in you don't really like, you can change it anytime you want to. You can go to the guidance counselor there, or the principal that's there, and just tell them what the issue is, and they'll have you in a different class. I'm here to tell you that it's okay to not be okay, and that it's fine to not know what you want to do with your life, or where you envision your life, or if you want to go to university or not. Like, it's okay. It's fine. Don't give in to the pressures of other people and other kids around you, and also, don't compare yourself to other kids around you, and don't compare yourself especially to someone who's already made it in their chosen career path. Just, you know, a bunch of stuff will be in the description as always. Also, I want to say we are super close to 200 subscribers. I don't know, maybe when I post this video we'll get to 200, I don't know. But we're very, very close to 200, and I just want to say quickly, thank you guys so much for taking the time and watching my videos and commenting and just sticking around for like the 3 years that I've been here. I'm just sitting here in a room with my camera and 200 people are watching. That's a lot of people. But I love you all. Thank you so much. And I think for 200, I might do a Q&A. I think that's something that I'm going to do. So if you have any questions that you want me to answer for the 200 subscriber Q&A special sort of thing, like about me that you want to know, or anything really, you know, if you want my advice on something, I'm always here to help you guys as best I can. And I don't know, yeah, just any question that you have, leave it down below and I will answer them in the video. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a good week and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.